What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cold Blooded Talks podcast. If you are watching, let me know you're in the comments. What's going on, Larry? One of the first always in here. Thanks for tuning in, brother man. Let's see. Anybody else in there? I see a couple people watching. I apologize if y'all are watching early on and I started the countdown and it clicked off. I don't know why my mouse likes to re-click after I click. It's pretty annoying. Excuse me. Veronica, thanks for tuning in. Y'all let me know if you can hear me good. I'm trying a different mic mount position. Kind of get it out of my face a little bit. You went from really tall to really short. Yeah. Hydraulics. Excuse me. All right, guys. So we got 8 people watching, so I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest. Y'all help me welcome my brother from another mother, Jorel with Daddy-Daughter Reptiles. Unmute your mic. What's going on, brother, man?
Can't call it, man.
Living the dream.
Trying to. Yeah.
What's going on, Ross? Thanks for tuning in, brother, man. Let's see. My computer's doing some weird stuff. Siri done popped up somehow. All right. That baby sound mad. She mad.
That's why she's making her a bottle right now.
Yep. She's hungry. Scotty, thanks for tuning in, brother. All right, man. Well, we'll get right into it. Hold on real quick. I gotta do something with this mouse. It keeps trying to click stuff. I got stuff popping up all over my screen. But anyway, man, go ahead and introduce everybody to yourself and kind of, tell them who you are, a little bit about Daddy-Daughter Reptiles and how it got started.
I'm Jorel, as he's already said, founder of Daddy-Daughter Reptiles. It's me and my daughter, but she's not here right now, and, she's with her mother. We basically started off with one snake as a pet, just for something for us to do on the weekends, because she's a homebody. She's like me. She don't like going nowhere.
Right.
So we started off with one snake, and I think one of my friends was like, hey, they got snakes at PetSmart. I know that's a big no-no, but it was our first snake.
Yep.
So
we've been there. We all been there.
Yeah. So it was a couple years ago. It was like 3 years ago. So we went from one snake we went to an expo, I think like a month later.
Yeah.
We went from one snake to 3 snakes, then from 3 snakes to 7 snakes. And I told her we was going to stop at 13, but we surpassed 13 a long time ago.
Blew it out the water.
Yeah, by big time.
So how long has that been since you got the first snake?
That was, like I said, that was a little over 3 years ago. Like it was just it was an impulse thing. I always wanted snakes as kids, and my mom was fine with it, but my dad was like, nah, you're not having a snake in my house. So I never was able to get one. And then, like I said, finally moved out on my own, and having my daughter, she's a big animal lover. So I was like, hey, you want to get a snake? She's like, oh yeah, I'd love to get a snake. So we got a snake.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We got Gershon just tuned in. What's going on, GP Snakes? Real quick, he has and Gershon, stop me if it's over, but as far as I know, it's still going on. 1,000 subscriber giveaway video. He just posted 2 or 3 days ago. Y'all make sure y'all go over to his channel and check out that video. I believe it is a VPI Xantic spinner that is being given away for him reaching 1,000 subscribers. So it's an awesome giveaway, and you do not want to miss out on that. So Yeah.
Check
Ross.
that one out myself.
Yeah. You know, me and you both in the Xantic VPI Xantic project, so I definitely had to enter in there and check it out. Ross, this is a buddy of mine. He's started out with just one or two snakes, and he's exploded over the past couple months as well. And that's how it happens. That's how it happened for me. I know I was just like you at 13. I was like, no more than 15. That's it. I was telling my wife, I won't do no more than 15. And then there was like 25, and
you got a wife to stop you. I got
your daughter egging you on. Come on, Daddy.
Yeah.
Come on, Daddy. We can get two more. We can get two more.
It's like, and then every time we hatch something out, oh, Daddy, can we keep this one? Daddy, can we keep this one? Daddy, can we keep this one? So you don't help me clean the ones we got.
Right.
So I'm going to keep one or two of them, but we're not keeping all of them.
Right. So as far as, you know, what you have, what do you know an exact number of how many you have snake-wise?
Currently, I have, including all the babies that I've hatched out, currently I'm sitting at 55.
55?
And only one of them is not at my house.
Okay. Hold on real quick. My dang, I do not know what's going on with my mouse. It's jumping all over the place. I'm scared it's going to hit something that's going to completely end the broadcast. But go ahead. One of them's not at your house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, only that one's not at my house. And that's that one we working on together.
Oh. Duh. Yeah. I've got an Inchy Vanilla Pastel, right? Inchy Vanilla? Yep, Inchy Vanilla Pastel. Female of Jorel's that we were doing a split pairing on. I didn't even catch that you was talking about that one, man. I don't know why my mind instantly went to like it's at John's or sometimes I forget that Gary's even out of it, you know, and I still think
Levi had my Coral Glow Pied. Yeah. But I just got that one back, I think, like 2 weeks ago. And then the only other one that I got out is yours. I mean, that one that you've got of mine. But other than that, everything's at the house.
All right. Hold on real quick. I got to message my wife, tell her to see. She's probably watching this. Babe, if you're watching this, can you please bring me a different mouse? Because this one's going retarded, and I can't get it to stop. GP has got some information on the subscriber giveaway right here. So it's still going on. Just have to comment on the giveaway video and be a subscriber to his YouTube channel and like that video. So don't do 2 out of the 3 and miss out, or just one of them.
Yeah, I think I'm a subscriber, so I'm gonna have to go check out the other ones.
Yeah, Ross, she watches them all, man. I tell everybody she's my #1 fan. She may not be a huge fan of holding the snakes, but she supports me, so that's all that matters. So, all right, man. Let's talk about a little bit about the projects that you're working on. Besides the one that I gave away already, as far as Xantic goes, just having the Xantic gene. Anything specific you're trying to work with?
My ultimate goal is to produce Xantic Pied clowns.
Ooh. Nice.
So right now I'm working on some double hats that will be hat pied. I mean, not hat pied, hat clown, hat Xantic. I've got my pastel Xantic female going to my single gene clown male.
Okay.
Then I've got a citrus pastel hat pied hat Xantic that I want to put in some work with. Yeah. And then I've got a Orange Dream pastel clown male that I can't wait till he gets up to breeder size. I'm gonna do something with him.
You said Orange Dream pastel clown?
Pastel Orange Dream clown male.
Nice. That's real nice.
And then my Firefly Xantic female, she just hit breeder size probably about a month ago.
I think I remember you showing me her probably about a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So she was
like 400 or 500 grams, maybe 300.
So she was probably about 400 or 500 grams then. And then nice. I think I'm going to put her with my Champagne Firefly, head Xantic male.
Okay.
So you might get some nice little combos out of that.
Yeah. How long are you thinking that it's going to take you to produce the Xantic pied clowns.
Exantic packs.
Yeah.
That's a nice little project. I
Yeah.
know I'm probably looking at probably about at least 6 years.
Yeah.
Just with what I got, unless I was to go out and buy something that's already breeder size, that's visual pad, visual
Right.
exam, some visuals. But as far as doing the hats, like I know it's a minimum of 6 year project, if not longer.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the well, they were clutch mates, right? The citrus pastel that I have to your citrus pastel leopard.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And I
leopard.
have not finalized what I want to even do with her. I keep going
That
back and
one,
forth, man. It's
yes. That see what I'm thinking I'm gonna do with her since she's 100% head exanthic, 50% head pie. I think what I want to do is put pods to exanthic, so it'll be 100% head pod, 100% head exanthic, and then maybe try work that into her to prove out that head pod.
yeah.
But I haven't fully decided on that yet either.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about putting the pod to her. I don't have any visual pods, but to
I've
prove out
got
that
two.
pod, same idea to prove her out first, and then kind of work off of that. Um, but I don't know, man. I've seen some. It's like you see the great examples, and then that gets you headed down that project, and then you're in it to the finish line, and you
Yep.
start seeing a lot more of the more common ones that aren't great examples. And when I see a VPI Xantic Pied that just looks like a ghostly pied and not really black and white, that kind of made me be like, I don't know if I want to, if I want to do it like that. I don't know, man. I fight with myself all the time about projects. I need to pick a date to like write everything down and be like, look, if you ain't got it together at this point, whatever you got written down on paper is gonna be it because it's gonna be too
I've
late.
also well, I've got I want to produce GHI Mojave hypos as well, and I've got a Mojave head hypo female and a GHI head hypo male, but I'd like to get a visual GHI hypo to put to her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I like
My
to get a
dang mouse is still acting up. I'm trying to get it to stop.
I like to
I
get a
guess it's with my
visual
computer now.
GHI hypo to put to her
Can you hear
to
me?
increase my chances. Yeah,
I
can you
can't
hear
hear
me?
you. I done lost you.
Can
Talk.
you
Let
hear
me
me?
hear you. Talk.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on, real quick. You can keep. I can hear you, but I think it's playing through my dang on computer.
Instead of your headphones.
It just completely threw me out of that. See, man, this seems like I can't get a single podcast to go without something just going haywire, man. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. It's crazy. It's throwing up comments and putting them back down. I wasn't doing this before we started.
All I see was somebody said daddy daughter rep and then it went blank.
Say what now?
I see somebody was commenting me, but I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. It went away.
Oh, I think it's finally not going haywire for a second. All right, hold on here. Microphone. All right, so I think I'm back. How's it sound, everybody? We good?
Sounds good. I can hear you. Everything's gravy.
I'm so sorry, guys. That is embarrassing as all get out. Right, just go crazy like that. Done threw me off the podcast and everything else. All right, I don't forgot what we was talking about. We was talking about Xantic combos and
Oh yeah.
the quality of them. Um, this and that. Then threw me all off my game.
Oh yeah, I was talking about producing GHI Mojave hypos.
GHI Mojave hypos, yes, very nice
Yeah, like
combo there.
I've got a a Mojave head hypo female and a GHI head hypo male. I'm putting that male to a visual hypo female, trying to get a visual GHI hypo to put to her to increase my chances. Because
Oh yeah,
I just really don't care to doing a hat to a hat.
right, right. I'd like to see a GHI Mojave hypo clown. I like the GHI Mojave clowns throwing hypo in on that. Would be
Yeah,
nice,
that'd be nice.
real nice. I'm uh I'm really starting to dive into what I want to do with Desert Ghosts. You got a Desert Ghost male, don't you?
Yeah, I've got him to that to my super pastel female right now. So I like to
Okay,
produce some super pastel het desert ghosts.
okay,
I
nice.
haven't seen a visual lock out of them yet, but they've only been together for well, they've only been together once. So
Yeah. Krishan said that's the joy going live. Look, hey man, I ain't never seen your stuff go crazy like that. You just throw comments up, nothing like that. He tries to make it not as bad as it is for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. Larry says I need a tech team, Indian accent. Thank you for you messed up. But yeah, I'd take a tech team right about now to fix this. I mean, this is supposed to be a nice computer, man. It's a MacBook Pro, but I don't know what's going on with it. But
I
anyway,
don't think it's the computer. I think it's the user.
yeah, user error. That's definitely what it has to be. Um, but yeah, man, I I like Desert Ghosts. Did you see? I guess this weekend it was. I'm trying to remember his name. Jake Milbrandt, I think it was. He picked up a pastel Desert Ghost. It's antique,
Mm,
and I think it was a female from Tinley. It was on Facebook.
uh-uh.
Real nice. Have you seen the DGS Antic combo?
Uh-uh.
No, that's real
I
nice.
like to though. I
I mean,
bet that's dope.
yeah, and you got the ingredients. You can make double hits all day, 4 or 5 times over.
Yeah, I think I've got about just every hat that I can think of right now, except the ones you got. The shit, what is that?
What as far as the recessive goes,
Yeah,
Ultramel,
yeah, the Ultra Mail. That's what it
yeah,
is.
Ultramel. Um, that's got to be that's the only recessive that I've got that you got because I know you got albinos, pieds.
I got
Uh,
albino, pied, exanthic, clown, hypo.
this is a funny comment to me, Ross, because you obviously have never seen any of his stuff. His daughter will hold any of the snakes. I've been over there and and
Oh,
heard her
she does
say,
not mind to get
yeah,
bit.
that I'd like to get bit. I like to get bit. Sit there and watch her him tell his daughter, uh, don't touch that boa. You've been playing with a rat. I don't care. Boom. There you go. It bit a shirt. That was pretty funny. But yeah.
We was at the expo, and there was one snake in there being real aggressive, and she was going around trying to hold the snakes, and I said, "Hey, don't touch that one. That one might bite you." I want it to bite me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like something's wrong with you.
Hey, but you know the thing about it is though is that's good because she can be around the snakes and handle the snakes better than most people because a lot of people have that that kind of anticipation of getting bit and it shows and I was watching a video that Nerd put out that he was saying like you really need to handle snakes like you do not expect to get bit. Like you're not afraid of getting bit or like they won't bite you. Um, I don't think I never really believed the dog like dogs can sense your fear type stuff. I've not really ever been afraid of dogs. I will give a dog that will tear me up some respect and I ain't gonna, come at it sideways. But at the same time, I don't really I don't really fear dogs like a lot of people do. But I also grew up with like the Olympic sport of running from dogs um, when I was little. So, uh,
Man,
but I try to act, as if the snakes aren't going to bite me. But that's the key with like handling snakes is the anticipation sucks way worse than any bite. How many times you have a count on how many times you've been bitten?
I know I've been bit at least 5 or 6 times, and my
Yeah,
daughter's been bit double that.
yeah.
The
I think
the
I'm up to
first time
five
I
times.
got bit, I didn't even know I got bit until I looked down and seen the blood specks.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a slap. If it's not a feeding response, it's kind of like a slap, and it's kind of it's one of those things where you're like, that was not as bad as how I felt waiting for you to bite me, thinking that you were gonna bite me. You know.
And
So,
the first time I got bit was by that big albino that I've got.
oh really?
And
She's
yeah,
like what,
and
3,000, 4,000 grams?
she's close. I think she's like 3,500. And only reason why she bit me is because she was in shed, but I didn't know she was in shed because it's hard to tell to my binos with them
Yeah.
pink eyes.
Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to the albinos. There's one other that I was just talking to somebody the other day, which I've got a amelanistic retic, which is in the form of an I get well. I feel like I read somewhere that it's not albino. Um, it just lacks the melanin.
Hmm.
But isn't that what albino is?
Yeah, that's what I thought
There's T
albinos
positive
was.
and T negative. So ultramel, monarch, burgundy albino, and caramel albino are T positive albinos, and then T negatives are albino, candino, toffino, lavender albino, the ones that absolutely lack the pigment. Any we got any gene gurus in here? We got any of the vets that's worked with albinos in here that can answer that question? I hate to leave that one hanging. That's a good one. Um, let's see here. I missed some comments. Let's go back. Larry and Ross is tearing it up. Can you see the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry said, I let my 3-year-old boy hold my boa. His boa is about 7.5 foot. He's a cuddle bug, though. He has never struck at me yet. That's good, Larry. Teach them not to be afraid of it, but definitely teach them that they need to give him respect and what to look for. The snake will most likely tell you that it's going to bite you before it bites or bite them before it bites. Um, but my worst fear, even with my kids, are them getting bit and they didn't know it, or they felt like they didn't do anything, or they weren't able to read it and get away from it. So you kind of getting bit's inevitable if you handle enough snakes, but you can definitely avoid it.
Yeah, my
Uh,
daughter got bit by my big ivory female, and she
yeah,
wasn't expecting it. It didn't hurt her. It hurt her feelings more than it did anything.
right. Yeah, yeah, it definitely will. I know I've been bit a couple times, and I'm like, man, that was straight up disrespectful. You didn't even deserve. You shouldn't. You didn't have to do me like that. Especially because it'll be when somebody's here, and I'm like, talking or doing something, and then they get me, and then I jump, and I'm like, hold on, I'm not even scared like that. Don't record that in your memory as a memory of me, because I'm not scared of these snakes. She caught me off guard, and she's pregnant. She's got eggs, so that's why she bit me. So, Veronica says, my spider is currently preparing and she's food crazy. You walk in and she's already at the front of the tub, eyeing you the moment you crack the tub. She strikes at you. Sorry, I'm not a slow reader. My mouse started jumping again. Y'all gonna get tired of me talking about my mouse by the end of this. But anyway, what she's talking about is going on the food craze, like the build stage. Speaking of that, is that where you're at right now? You starting to pair up snakes? Heard you said your pastel DG male was with a female.
Yeah, I've got a couple of going on. I've got that one going on. Then I really want to produce these chocolate champagnes, but my chocolate male isn't quite big enough, so I think that's not going to happen till about spring.
I forgot about that chocolate male you had. What is he chocolate? Is he just chocolate or
Just chocolate, just a straight chocolate. And
still a
then
nice
the
thing?
champagne female that I got is the mom to that champagne firefly head exanthed.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
And what else has I got going? I've got a couple of things. I'm trying to prove out that highway, or that one male that was sold to me as highway.
Uh-huh.
Trying to prove him out. I've got him in with the big ivory female right now. If I get all white snakes, I know he's just an ivory. If I get
Right.
highways, so got that going on. And then I've also got a black pastel pinstripe in with a coral glow pied male. So I like to see what I get out of those.
Man, this pissing me off, man. I swear, if it ends alive, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm through with this laptop after tonight. But what was I about to say? Um, did you didn't you have a pairing for what's is Antic Albino?
The snows.
Yeah. How's it? How are you still pursuing that or?
Okay, so I did a project with somebody. He had the snow male. I had the albino female.
Uh huh.
We came out with 10 eggs out of that. Out of the 10, 6 of them survived. Came out
Oh.
of the eggs, hatched fine, did great. Every last one of them that hatched was a male.
Mm.
So I don't know the other 4 they hatched. I mean, they pipped, but they didn't come out. They died in the egg.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know
Now
if
that
the
you
other
telling
4
me,
was female or not.
I remember. I have a hard time keeping up. We talk
I've
about
got
a lot.
one left, and he actually is going to ship out next Tuesday to a girl in South Carolina.
South Carolina. You know where about?
I can't remember what she told me. I'm wanting to say it's close. It might be North Carolina. I want to say it's close to Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, that'd be North Carolina. North Carolina. I was about to say that's my hometown, South Carolina. Yeah, Ross
I've
says,
known you all these years, and I did not know that.
yeah. Well, see, when I came to Kentucky and I met you, so guys, a little backstory about me and Jorel. I want to say it was 2000. That's when I first started going to St. John. We met at church. We went to a church, and I was probably 10 or 11 at that time, and we've known each other since then. But I stopped going to that church. I don't know if you had continued going to that church, but we lived on different sides of Lexington. Lived in Lexington, never really seen each other, and then reconnected a couple years back when we both were back into the Facebook first of all, and then because Jarrell's a straight clown. I don't know if anybody knows Jarrell knows that he'd be in and out of Facebook jail because he's the meme god. And if you want some funny laughs, just friend him because I'm telling you, your Facebook will be filled with some funny memes and his other profile that will let you know that he is in jail and when he'll get out, it's free Jorel. But anyway, yeah, man. When I moved to Kentucky from South Carolina in 2000, it was like leaving it, like never really talk about it, too much or anything. And just kind of starting over fresh in Kentucky. And I feel like I was born and raised here, which is crazy but I have been here longer. Being 31 now, I've been here for 21 years, and I was only there in South Carolina and Florida for 10 years. But moving's wild, especially when you're younger. Let's see here, y'all commenting like crazy tonight. So she said, Veronica, talking about the food aggression when the female is in the build stage. She said she tried water spraying before opening the tub, but she busted the water stream like a dog. Yeah. So you're not going to get the response that you would like doing anything other than having a snake hook and opening the tub with the snake hook, especially during this time when you know that females are building and you know that there's a possibility, much less anytime like me now. I don't know about you. Do you when you feed, do you open it with your hands? I don't.
It depends on which snake it is. I've got a black pastel exanthic male. I'm definitely opening his tub with the hook.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I open the tub, he's coming straight out.
Yeah. Heat signature, whatever's hot.
Then I've got a normal female.
Yeah.
She almost bit me in the face. I got her from a guy, and he was like, she's kind of aggressive, and I held her, and she was fine. She was cool. I had her for like 2-3 weeks. She was cool. Yeah. And one day I had her in there with the male, and I was checking the tub, see for a lot. I pulled that thing open, and she came right out. That was probably this far from my nose.
Sheesh. That's the worst, man. I do not want to be bit in the face. I'll take it in the neck. I'll take it on the leg, foot, toes, anywhere but the
Anywhere
face,
but my
man.
face.
Anywhere. Let's see here. April, don't think I said hello to you yet. Thank you for tuning in. Um, that's April, and probably Marty watching as well, with Mainstream Morphs. Hope I said that right. Yep, Mainstream Morphs. Says she's most excited about Batman's. What's your clown game like? Are you working on any clown besides these antic clowns? Getting to that. Um, do you have any other like just clown combos that you're trying to do?
I'm in a raffle right now. I done bought 11 spots for that raffle,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to. It's a inchy butter clown male and a pastel het clown female.
Oh, so
I'm
it's
trying.
for a pair.
It's for a
Oh,
pair.
nice,
So
nice.
I'm trying to win those. They was $20 a slot, and I bought 10 of them. And he was like, "Well, since you bought 10, and you always help me out anytime I got a raffle, I'm just gonna give you an extra slot." So I've
Oh,
got 11
nice.
slots in that raffle, and I talked to him today. And he said he's got 8 left. He said one dude told him he's gonna buy 5 tomorrow, and if he gets the last 3 sold, then he's gonna do the drawing on Friday.
Sweet. Last three. I'm gonna get with you. I might get one of those. Go ahead and help fill one of those up. Um, GP says, yeah, he needs to get a hook. I don't know if, matter of fact, yeah, I think he is doing it now. If you know Rob, okay, Rock Constrictors, that's who I got my hooks from. I've got 2 of them. I had 3, but I let somebody came over and needed one, and I ended up um, giving it to them. But he makes great hooks. And matter of fact, I got one right here.
You know what though? I meant to ask you the other day. Do you still use that probe kit you got from me?
No, no.
I
You want it
use
back?
I no, not at
No.
all. I think I used that thing maybe like 2 or 3 times. Then I learned how to pop them, and I was like, man, this popping's way easier than that
Yeah,
probe kit.
yeah. Well, you know why though is I felt like it was a little on the big side, and then I went to Reptile Basics and I ordered another one, and those seemed like they was too small, and I felt like I couldn't find the happy medium. So then, like you, I was like, I'm perfecting my pop
Yeah,
skills.
and I'll tell you, Gary Smith of what was it, Reckless
Reckless
Royals?
Royals, yeah,
Before he got out of it, I followed him around and he showed me how to pop. And you know, that was one of the best things I could have done was asked him to show me how to pop.
yeah. Yeah, and I think once you figure out the pressure and know exactly where to push, it's super easy. Most
Yeah,
people's thing is they just don't want to hurt the snake, and I get that. And there definitely is a possibility to hurt them if you don't know what you're doing.
and I find it
But
a lot easier to pop the babies than I do the adults.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you get any snake really that I see over like 15, 1600 grams, they have enough muscle to fight you. They'll fight you
Hmm.
on it, and if they don't want to let it go, they will straight up tell you no. But anyway, guys, this is the hook that Rob makes, and I've been meaning to get with him. I want to get one of the hooks. Have you follow AP? Always Evolving Pythons.
I'm not
Miguel
sure.
Garcia. You know AEP.
That sounds familiar.
Always Evolving Pythons in California.
I
Mexican
don't
dude.
know.
He's got some heat, bro. I know you know who I'm
That
talking about.
sounds familiar.
I bet if I
If I
showed you,
probably seen him, I
yeah,
know who you was talking about. But
yeah,
just by the name, I got it's so many people that follow me, and I
yeah,
follow. It's like it's hard to keep up.
yeah. This he's big dog. Like he. I mean, one of his racks like this could probably easily have. I don't even want to put a number on it, bro. But I'm talking about like a drawer that's got $20,000 breeder female in it, like a Wookiee
That's,
clown or
but you know what I
like
always
he's
laugh at
he
though?
crazy with it.
I always laugh at how when you started, you was like, man, I can't wait to get like you, man. I gotta talk to my wife, yada yada yada. And now, and now you just surpassed me by what?
Now I wouldn't say I surpassed you, man, because you still got a lot of powerful genes that I don't have. Like I just decided to put into a different, a couple different places. Like I've still got working out a lot of single gene breeder females or single gene stuff that I'm putting together. Whereas like I don't have. I think I've got that black fire Xanthic female, and then the citrus pastel head Xanthic posset pied female. That's it for the Xanthic project as far as females. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. I got an inchy female and a Xanthic female. But beyond that, I don't have no pods. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not that I've passed you up. I've just kind of went in a different, you know, investment
Right, went that
revenue.
direction.
But that's just like I really, really, really hated working with the Sterilite tubs. Like it just bothered me so crazy. The inconsistency with heat. Like I don't know if it was just me, I just couldn't get it right, and I felt like I was gonna mess something up. And I'm like, I'm lightweight OCD, and people make fun of me all the time, like having the like I'm always mixing stuff up. Like bro, like if you when you get over here next time, you can be like, what is going on? I done painted the floors. I couldn't take the oil stains on the floor. I painted the walls behind us, or painted the boa cages. They're a completely different spot. And I'll probably change it up here in like 2 or 3 months. But it keeps it
See,
interesting. You know what I mean?
my OCD is with numbers.
Yeah,
Everything has to be even to me.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's wild because I talk mad trash to my daughter about the stuff that she does,
yeah,
and then I catch myself doing the same thing. She's literally the spitting image of me.
yeah. Not, no lie, like literally, the spitting image of you. She is looks just like you. Um, let's
I
see
heard
here.
that.
What she say?
She said, like saying the word bruh.
Yeah, I be getting on mine, man. My oldest mostly my two middle sons don't really talk the slang to me yet, but it's coming. My oldest, he just turned 14, and he's hitting that stage. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm like, you don't have to preface it with you gonna be honest with me. You better be honest with me. Like that's a given, you know. Let's talk about what will happen if you're not honest versus or but it's just
see,
that's just the
and,
slang.
and see, I joke and play with my daughter so much. Sometimes she don't know when it's time to be serious, so
Right,
she'll
right.
say something, and I'll look at her, and she'll
Yeah,
do it again, and then I give it a look, and then she'll be like,
yeah,
"Oh, sorry."
yeah. And I do the same. I joke with them too. Uh, it just and I never thought in a million years that it would bother me because I know that I did the same thing. I know you did the same thing with yours, where
Mhm.
whatever slang we was going through at that time. We'll
The
talk to
all
our
right,
parents.
the funniest slang thing that ever happened to me was the word smash.
Smash. Yeah,
Yeah, so like me, my dad, and my brother was working on this house one time. My dad's a contractor, and we
I
went
didn't know
up to
that.
the gas station and got some little snacks. Had a little fudge rounds and everything.
Uh huh.
And my dad went to open his fudge round, and my brother goes, "Smash it." And my daddy turned with this most serious face and looked at him. He said, "Y'all are just stupid. Y'all just do the dumbest stuff. Why the hell would I smash it for? That's just dumb."
Yeah.
And me and my brother over dying laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "Not actually smash it, like smash
Yeah.
it, eat it real
Eat it
fast."
real fast.
So it's
Yeah.
like 2 years later, we was over at the house for Thanksgiving or something like that, and my brother was over eating, and he looked at my brother and goes, "Smash it," and
Yeah.
bust out laughing. So did I say it right?
uh, man, and we're getting into that age, and our kids going, getting older in age where we're realizing like what our parents were going through at our age and there, and it just makes you feel old. Like when I told them like don't be talking that slang to me, I was like, bro, you're not cool. Like, but at the same time, like I try to keep myself true to that, like I ain't your buddy, I'm your parent type of deal because it does get him far in life. We'll get the kids far in life by being respectful and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I try not to be as loose because there's multiple, things going on different areas. Dang, am I lagging? I think I'm lagging a little bit.
Not to me.
It must have caught up, but I seen myself talking over here and I'm looking at the dang computer. But anyway, yeah, man, I was tripping when I actually realized how old I sounded when I said that.
Now you are lagging.
Yeah, yeah. See, I can see it. Never fails, man. Hey, get off Fortnite! I guarantee you they on Fortnite. Guarantee you. One of them's playing Fortnite and some other game, NFL Live. But anyway, we done went sideways talking. Let's get back on these questions. Now you've kept other species. Damn, I'm lagging again. You kept other species other than ball pythons, right?
I've kept Kenyan sand boas, boa constrictors, and then I've kept bearded dragons and leopard geckos. That's just about it.
And is it fair to say that ball pythons are your all-time favorite?
Yeah, ball pythons are definitely my all-time favorite. They're probably the easiest to take care of. Those
Yeah.
little Kenyan sand boas, my daughter loves them to death, but I cannot stand them. They're the ugliest, derpiest looking snake
Man,
I've ever
hey,
seen in my life.
I'm glad she ain't
loves
here, and
them
I'm
to
glad
death.
you said it because man, they are ugly. I can't do it.
She's had about 3 of them,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
then I'm the one that ends up feeding it and changing it and taking care of
yeah,
it. And I'm like, man, I'm getting rid of this snake, and she get
yeah,
mad. Okay, and then a couple months later, Daddy, I promise I'll take care of it. I get her another one, or somebody will give us one, and then it's just on constant repeat. So now she's got that bearded dragon and the rabbit in her room. And I
yeah,
told her 2 weeks ago if I have to tell her to feed it or water it more than 3 times, I'm getting
yeah,
rid of it.
yeah. Uh, did she? I feel like at a reptile expo we was at, she was um telling you she wanted the axolot. Did she ever get one of those?
The axolotl, yeah, is it the axolotl?
Axolot?
However you say it.
It
No, she
was.
didn't
I
get
think
one.
it's okay.
She didn't get one,
My
but she
my
definitely wanted one. She's one of those that loves animals no matter what it is. So as
yeah,
soon as she sees something, oh, I want that. Okay, but you don't even know how to take care of it. I'm
yeah,
gonna be the one taking care of it.
yeah. My 9-year old son. I'm sorry, he just turned 10. My 10-year old. He wants one of those. He's the one that done the bearded dragon video
Yeah,
on my YouTube, and he's obsessing about those now. And I'm just like, man, just like you. Like I'll end up, having to be the one to take care of it. And it's not that
I
I
got
don't
a
want to, but dang,
I got a friend that messaged me today and told me to come get her red iguana tank and everything. She don't want it no more. She can't take care of it. And I'm like, do I really want to mess with this iguana?
it's a hell no if it ain't tamed. I'll tell you that much because
That's
they.
what she said I ain't got the time to tame it. And that's as
Well,
soon as
then
she
no.
said that, I'm like, I'm not
I
trying
know.
to get smacked in the face with a tail
Yeah.
or nothing.
No, man. And them things, they are like, they're so scared that they'll get you. They'll get you hard too.
Every time. I
Um,
mean, and I don't think it's really that big, but
okay.
I
It's a
mean,
baby.
still.
Gary, thanks for tuning in, brother man. I guess I seen no lag on my end. My wife just texted me and said I ain't lagging. I don't know. I mean, I can clearly see every now and again that I'm definitely lagging a little bit, but it may
Yeah,
just be
I'll hear you, then I'll see your mouth catch up with it.
it's man. I don't know. I guess I was just never that meant to have a flawless live, but we're gonna keep it going anyway. Ross says, "Why the disrespect towards the Boas?" I don't think he meant no disrespect.
And that's all you said. I don't think it is no disrespect towards the Boas, but I had two. I had a male and a female. The female
Yeah,
was cool, calm, and collect, but that male was a asshole.
yeah, and they can be like that. I've been extremely fortunate. I've not had one. When I see these videos of people post, and they're just like, "My bow is just insane." It's just every time you open the tub. I mean, they're just not like it for me at all. But I guess I've just been lucky. I've been lucky. I like boas. Ross has picked up a couple boas in the past 2 months or so, and he's fallen head over heels for him. Um, and I think that a lot of people like boas because they are more interactive than ball pythons. But when you have a thing for ball pythons and the fascination with the genetics and what the possibilities are and the colors and the patterns and challenging yourself to be able to learn how the pattern mutations work with each other and identifying them, it is a whole nother game. And I think that's the
Yeah,
kind of people.
it's hard to veer away from that.
Yeah, I think that's the people that are never able to let ball pythons go, but still have a few boas. So, like,
And
go ahead.
I'll tell you another reason why I got ball pythons though. It's because my daughter likes to handle these snakes and she likes to handle them by herself.
Right.
And I don't want to get nothing that's too big to where she can't just reach in there and grab the snake she wants to show her friends when her friends are over. She doesn't, she don't have to constantly, hey, daddy, can you come help me? If I'm in my room chilling, she's got friends over, she wants to show a snake. I want to be able to, get in there and grab the snake and not me have to get up from what I'm doing to come help her get that snake out or worry about that snake wrapping her up or something like that.
Yeah. 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 And you tell it to a non ball python or non snake person, and they're just like that. No, them the ones they size you up and they gonna kill you. Uh, I'll laugh with my father-in-law every time he comes over. He'd be like, "Is that the one that gets 15 foot?" And I'm like, "No, that's a ball python." And then he look at the bow. He's like, "Is that the one that gets 15 foot? That's the big one, right? Where you gonna feed that one? Baby goats? Is it
My
ever gonna
favorite
eat a baby
question is,
horse?"
my favorite question is, you ain't afraid to sleep in the house with these?
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like it's like I said, it's the non-snake people that are uneducated. They don't know, you know. And what's funny is that outside snakes are like this too. They don't want to fool with you. If
Yep.
you came up on a gardener snake outside, I guarantee you, if you walk away, it's not gonna chase you. It's gonna keep minding this business because snakes are designed to defend themselves and hide and not be hit, seen, and eat and poop, and that's it.
Yep.
They are not about the gangster life and intimidating you and taking your lunch money. That's just not what they're into.
Snakes are
Um,
definitely a misunderstood creature.
oh yeah, and I've always loved them, man. Like reptiles in general. I've said this before. I used to catch when I lived in South Carolina. We lived in a place called Hilton Head, South Carolina, and every single neighborhood and everywhere you went there had alligators in there, and most of them were under the 5 foot range. And bro, the 3 foot ones were the perfect. They were the perfect size where I could just straight up turn on Steve Irwin mode, and I would go and jump on them, take their mouths, and carry them to the house. Have to bring them back because my mom, of course, was not having that. And that was like a highlight of my life, man. And I think about it all the time, but that was wild as hell. Like there's a bunch of times where I could have been bit by a poisonous, or here I go poisonous, a bit by a venomous snake, or run into some poisonous things out there, and I had no clue about. I got stung like over 100 times one time walking on a pond dam. With I can't remember ground hornets. There was a bunch of them, man, and it was ridiculous. We stopped counting at 100. There was 100, 115. And I was about butt naked by the time I got home. But I escaped a lot of near-death accidents. No telling how many big alligators was watching me take their babies. It was a wild time in my life. But anyway, um, let's see here. What's up, fools? So we can't see who this is. It says Facebook user. If you're watching from Facebook, if you comment, you gotta go up to the top where you see it. There's a little hyperlink, and it'll tell you that you can click that, and it'll be able to use your information.
Whoever it is probably knows both of us though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Ross says his big bow is a puppy. Yes, and so are mine. I mean, I don't have any issues with any of my big boas, and I'll tell people this all the time. I will let them be held first or by any kid or anyone who is afraid of snakes before I will the ball pythons, because I know they're not going to bite them,
Yeah, my
unless they,
daughter's got. I've got a picture of my daughter holding your big boa.
yeah, unless they absolutely have been just, and I can't even say that because I know I've been working out in the rat room and came in and not even been thinking about it and touched one of them, and they haven't tagged me. Oh, so that's Chris, her pub. What's up, man?
Uh,
He's see he was at Tinley. How was the show, man? It looks like everybody and their mama went except for me and Jorel.
man, he asked me if I was gonna go to. I was like, man, I want to.
Yeah,
I couldn't even make it though.
yeah.
But I will be vending the Sin City show November 14th.
All right. Um, so let's see here. Scotty's got a question. You've never owned any retics, have you?
No.
What's your opinion on them? What do you think of them?
Mm, it just depends on the retic because they seem to have a mind of their own.
Yeah,
Some of them are complete assholes. Some of them are teddy bears. It's just like any other reptile. But like I said, that's just a snake that's too big for my daughter to handle on her own. So I just don't keep them.
yeah, yeah.
Just like I've
Definitely.
got somebody now trying to get rid of one, and I've been debating if I want to do it or not. And like I said, then I'm sitting there thinking, well, my daughter can't handle that. I mean, and this snake's 5 years old and he's already over 8 foot long. So
Yeah. Um, it's funny because I said I'm gonna get a retic and a burn as my pets. I don't want to breed them or anything like that, and I'm gonna get them as babies or less than a year old, so that way I can raise them up. Because my boys are growing like 6 inches every year, so by the time they're 12 foot, and he's over here looking at me. By the time they're 12 foot, they'll be a little taller, and I can say, hey, you know, grab the snake and don't be acting like a punk or nothing. Grab them. I don't know that that's gonna happen because they walk through here like every day, and they don't even stop no more to look at stuff. It's like this is a hallway. It used to be, ooh, what's in there? What do you got new? What did it? And now it's just like I'm about to go play basketball, and I'll see him on the camera. They don't even stop looking at. The boa could be doing some crazy stuff, laying upside down on this. All right, there we go. This little climbing perch that I built right here be wrapped all the way around that. Something that I've done seen her do 1,500 times, and I'm still gonna stop and see when I see her, be like, oh, look at you climbing on that thing that I built for you, and they're not even paying attention to it. So
man, that's like my daughter used to be so into the snakes, and I'd be like, hey, look at this, check this out. And she'd be like, okay, cool, and
yeah,
just keep doing what she's doing. Like, man, I started this for you, and now you just don't care. It's like,
yeah,
okay, so what if I get rid of everything? No, don't do that. Then start helping me.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's their age mostly, man. How old is she? 11,
She's
12,
10.
10?
Yeah.
Mature. I thought she was more like 11 to 12. But I think it's more of their age, and it's hard to stay focused on stuff like that. I mean, hell, man, I jump around from hobby to hobby too. I've got a couple main hobbies that I just don't give up. Speaking of, we need to get out going squirrel hunting or something, man.
Man, I just seen a post that I tagged you in from 2017 that said, Ramel, we're going squirrel and rabbit hunting this year, and I almost shared it. And
Yeah.
then I was
Oh,
like,
and the
nah, I just
memories.
highlighted blood. Yeah.
And the memories. Yeah. Yeah. See, and right now it's hard for me if I put on camo, man, it's hard for me to do anything other than deer hunting. And November 1st comes around, it'd be rabbit season, but I'm so heartbroken over rabbit hunting because my best dog, Mia, I don't know if I told you this or not, but she got diagnosed with it's called IBD, I think it is, but it's where the disc in her back, the spacings in between her spine or the disc, they're too close and they rub together. She could get paralyzed and not be able to walk or use her back legs and all types of crazy stuff. So
Man,
we
I
just
remember
decided,
Mia hunt her ass off.
yeah, and she still will. I guarantee you, if I took her out there tomorrow, she'd die out there because that's what she loves to do. She's bred to do it. Is you ask me how you want to go out, man, just let me fall out of a deer stand after shooting a giant. Like, it's big. I mean, I'm talking about like he got this this big. Now my wife might not want me to do that, but that's how I would want to go. So
How them pups doing? As
uh
far as
so
hunting.
so Zoe is she lives with my father-in-law now because she was like bat shit crazy. Like she just didn't listen. And she doesn't really like to hunt. I mean, she's a beagle. Don't get me wrong. She'll chase a rabbit if she sees the rabbit. She would chase it, but she wants to stay by my side. And the reason why she's like that is because one July 4th, we left him at home, not even thinking. Because when you shoot guns around your dog, you don't think the fireworks will bother them at all.
Right.
That's not even a thought. Like never would you think that. And we came back and she was done. She was absolutely mortified at the sound of all the fireworks. And ever since then, she just has not. I mean, if you yell too loud, she might be like, "Whoa, ho, 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 ho! You just messed up my whole evening, and I'm not gonna listen to anything you said. I'm just sit right here because now I'm scared. You done talk too loud." So, and we just it became a lot, especially with the baby, and everything that we have going on, busy lifestyle. So my father-in-law said he would take her, and he ended up taking her. Now Zeus, the male that we kept, he's a rabbit hunt machine. I will take him. I don't like solo running too much.
Right.
And he's a beagle with ADHD and hyper is all get out. So I don't know. Scott, um, he's got Zoe, but he's got Bo, but Bo, I don't think he's gonna be hunting
That's what I
anymore.
was gonna say. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Bo's probably too old.
yeah, he's on his last years of even being around. I think he's like 16 or 17 this year. Um, but he has another pup of us. So we may have two or three dogs that we could run. I don't know, man. We'll have to see.
I have to
But I know
see,
I'm
man.
definitely trying to hunt hard, heavy on the deer. You doing any deer hunting this year?
I think me and you are the only two people that every time we go squirrel hunting, we don't get a squirrel.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's crazy. It's crazy because they'll be plentiful. I mean, just the other day, last weekend when I said I probably seen, I don't know, 5,700 squirrels. There was a bunch of them. It wasn't that many, but there was a bunch of them. It was at least like 30 that I've seen. And I don't know where they be when we go squirrel hunting. So we got Flex and Pythons in the building. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Um, he said you don't want no boa moving upside down, bro. Oh no, I was joking. I was just she don't do the spider wobble or anything like that. I was just joking. Yeah, man, we can see you now, Chris. Got your name up there. Um, Larry said November 14th. So I guess you citing the gun season opener. I I bow hunted up. I'll crossbow if I need to.
I
I'll
don't know if
muzzle
the
loader if I
November
need to.
14th was towards the guns or toward the reptile show I was talking about.
Nah, I think he's talking about gun season.
Because reptile show is November 14th in Cincinnati. It's that
Is
Sunday.
it?
Yeah.
I won't be going. That's for sure. But I'm pretty sure because that's the nah. It can't. Oh, yeah. He ain't talking about gun season because that's a Sunday. He may be talking about the reptile expo. Larry, what you talking about, man? Gun season? Nah, you incorrect, brother. Can't be the 14th. It should be the second weekend of November, which would be the 13th. But you're close. It's around the 14th, 15th, 16th every year. Um, but Gary said, "Welcome to the Rabbit Nation podcast." What you are you annoyed by the hunting talk? He, he ain't. I can guarantee you that. Uh, Chris said he's never been hunting. He had several squirrels come up to me and let you hold them.
They must been in
Man,
Florida.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I
the
would.
only time I've ever seen a squirrel come back close is in Florida.
Speaking of Florida, have you seen the wild iguana? Like been in Florida and seen them in person? Wild
No.
iguanas, man. I remember when me and my wife seen those. We were down in Daytona, I think it was Daytona, Miami area, somewhere around in there. We seen them, and I was like, hell no, that's a dang iguana. I mean, they were just laying on the sidewalk. You know, the fun fact about Florida is that they have wild monkeys. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I seen a monkey on the side of the highway. Got hit. Sad. I told my wife, I said, "Dang, monkey got hit," and she was like, quit playing. Like, what? There ain't no monkeys around here. I said, I swear to God, look it up. There's wild monkeys in
That's
Florida.
crazy.
I mean, I think Florida has a little bit of everything where people have like kept stuff and whether it's the hurricane. Because I don't like to say people just let stuff loose because although that does happen, there's also been a bunch of hurricanes that have knocked people's houses down and facilities down that have released a lot of reptiles,
Yeah.
animals, and stuff like that. Um, but so all right, we got G. Rashawn, what'd you say? I started checking IG when we was talking hunting. He said, "I'm out. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not in the hunting game." In the Cayman Islands, they're everywhere, like pigeons in
In New
New
York
York.
City.
Why did I say North Carolina? NYC. Are you talking about squirrels or are you talking about iguanas?
Probably squirrels.
He said Cayman Islands. That's tropical.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
might be
say
talking
it
about
might
the
be iguana.
iguanas.
Hey, people be talking about both.
All right, Larry. We got to get off the hunting topic. We got some non-hunters in here, and we this is the Cold Blooded Talks podcast, not the Cold Hunting podcast. All right, you can text me though. I'll talk hunting all the time. Yeah, Chris was talking about iguanas. But anyway, all right, on to the next question. And what are some common husbandry or feeding mistakes or issues that you may see in our local community or in ball python Facebook groups or Instagram,
the
just in
biggest
general?
the biggest thing I see as far as feeding is people wanting to transfer their snake to a separate tub to feed.
Yeah, that's been about the general consensus with everybody, which is crazy. That's crazy that that's even like a big thing that most people see. I don't get the logic behind it.
Yeah, everybody's well. If you feed him in the tub, he's gonna get aggressive, and every time you open the tub, he thinks he's gonna expect food. Um, that's not true. I mean, I can understand why you would think that, but it's absolutely not true. I've got maybe two snakes that when you open the tub, they're going to expect food, and I feed every last one of my snakes in their house.
Yeah, I mean, I have plenty of ball pythons that I do not do, 5 to 10 minute handling with, and I'll just straight up say it because they're I only have a select few that are my favorite that I'm like, if I open this tub, I'm gonna get it out and I'm gonna handle it. But I don't worry about them biting me because they have modes, right? And any ball python and typically any snake in general that you build up anticipation or you open their enclosure or open their tub and just stand over them, like looking at them, and they think that you talking junk, and I'll pop you in the mouth, and it becomes a battle. Like you ain't gonna win a staring contest, like they always say with a snake. You will get bit if but if you open the tub or you open the enclosure, ball pythons, not retics or boas or anything. There's a different method for them, but if you open that up and you let them know, hey, I'm coming in here to get you, by not giving them a second to think about it and get them out, they're going to completely get out of that mode of, I don't know what you're doing and I might bite you. But like you said, there is a couple that you kind of have to give them that respect because that it
Yeah,
don't
and
it don't
and
matter. They'll try to
and
tag.
I was also always told that they'll never bite the hand that's holding them. And every time I've ever been bit, it's literally never the hand that I'm holding them with, unless maybe it was a hatchling,
I
unless it
would
was
say
calling my hand
hatchlings
and
are
was
the only
fine.
ones that I have
Yeah,
had that happen to.
but as
Um,
far as a big snake, it never bites the hand that I'm holding it with. I had
yeah,
one hatchling bite my ring finger when I was holding it, but that's the only time I've ever been bit by the hand that was literally holding the snake.
yeah. Yeah, I actually had a customer here picking up a hatchling, and I was showing them a few other hatchlings, and I was teaching them how to go about getting their snake out, and the modes that they would go through as they are coming out of their tub, and what to look for, tongue flick, all that. And I'm sitting there telling them, yeah, so when you open it up, get your snake out. Don't hesitate. Don't say, "Are you in a fighting mood or a biting mood? Are you being mean today?" None of that. They're not. They're not looking at you like, I don't really like you today. You didn't feed me yesterday. You should have fed. They're not doing all that. Just go in there and get it. Get it out, pull it out, and you hold it. Once you're here holding it, and I'm sitting here doing this, I'm like, once you're holding it, when you're doing like this, you're good. And I lifted my pinky finger from being flat to up, and she got it. And I was like, what the heck is that? I've never had that happen before.
That's like me. I
It
was
was
holding
weird.
that lemon pastel, black pastel, 100% head exanthic female.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there holding her. I'm like, man, this snake is just so gorgeous. I love this snake. It's beautiful. Oh, the bitch bit me.
Yeah. This is crazy. Do you see this? Chris said he ain't never been bit. You've never. I know, man. How many snakes you got?
But you won't know what though? He tells me that all the time.
You're the only person I know with more than 10 snakes that ain't been bit. Only one. So Gary says the NARBC is in St. Louis, November 13th and 14th. Let's go. So he actually talked to me about this, and I was down at first, but then I realized I just bought some snakes, and I'm broke. I don't need to be buying no more. Like, I was done buying snakes 6 snakes ago. The business is tapped out. And I ain't going to no show like that, Gary, period, without at least a couple somethings to spend. You know what I mean? Period. Plus, we just talked about this. That's the 13th and the 14th, and it's deer season. It's a wrap. We'll hit Tinley next year. And he says he's around 95 right now. I know you lying. I know you got to be lying. You ain't never been bit. What? You must be quick. You must be quick. 95 and ain't been bit. He says that he'll be at the STL show. Which one is that? A Show Me Snakes or NARBC? Yeah. April said I got tagged once and that's all I needed. To as far as what, to not want to get tagged again, because I mean, I don't think that the actual part of like getting bit is bad. It just sucks, like the anticipation, not knowing when they're gonna bite you is probably my worst part, because I'm not like, it's like if I'm gonna get punched, if you're gonna punch me, like let me know, because I can take it. You know what I'm saying? But if you just came out of nowhere and just sucker got me,
sucker punches
yeah,
you gotta
especially if
worry
somebody's
about.
watching, that hurt my feelings. And that's when they get me, man. That's when they get me. I swear. I'll have somebody in here and I'll be like, talking about something. I'll let my guard down. Here go one of the snakes. I'm like, gotcha. You weren't paying attention. Herb Collectors, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. So I missed his comment. GP says that he will do fishing.
Hey, we'll fish all day.
Yeah. Yep. Take home the slabs, crappie, bluegill, all that. Jack Inflicted Exotics, appreciate you tuning in. He says that's how we used to do it in the 80s and 90s. I'm assuming you're talking about moving the feed, which don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I've never done anything wrong, because I've definitely been that person that was in PetSmart, getting my ball python, and they was telling me how to set it up, and I had a ball python in a 55-gallon enclosure with red light all the time, no thermostat, all that fun stuff. Cedar, aspen bedding, horrible humidity. Crazy enough, he did fine. Never had bad shed. Always ate, no hide. It was wild. When I tell people about like how to do it good now, like proper husbandry and stuff, and I think about that, it makes me feel like a hypocrite a little bit, but I don't do it now. So that's the point. Like I'm better, I'm better about it. But again, learning from your mistakes, even though we might have done it right in the past, we do it now. That's what counts. So let's see here. I got some other comments. Gary says that he's going. He'll send pictures. Please, man, send snakes. Don't send pics.
Yeah, don't send snakes. Send snakes.
Arlington in February. Okay. Man, you telling him I wasn't gonna buy anything. You bought 9 at Tinley. Jeez. I guess you drove then. You drove. You already knew you was picking up something. I'm definitely not flying if I go somewhere, unless it's like Texas or somewhere like that.
I remember I went to Gary's house one day.
Yeah.
I was planning on picking up one snake. I left Gary's house with like 12.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His collection was unreal, but you ended up with a lot of that.
Yeah,
Uh,
between me and John, we've got most of Gary's collection.
yeah. So GP says you can go and just network and meet people. I agree for that's for sure. Because I mean, I was checking out y'all's pictures, you and Dre, and also Reggie, and just thinking like, man, see, I should have been on the edge right there, taking a picture with them. I should have been there, and that would have been cool to be in that picture. But uh, I'm like I'm so fascinated with all the snakes, man. I don't know when I would have had time to even like talk to y'all. I would have been looking at every single snake that there was there, and I heard there was a bunch of vendors. Uh, but nah, I'm just kidding. I definitely network and get talking to people. It's all good. Let's see here. I appreciate y'all commenting it up this podcast. We usually I have to beg people to comment, say something, let me know you're there, talk about something. We got off on the hunting season, and I think that a lot of people was like, "Ooh, I hunt," Uh, only reptile that's ever bit me is a green anole when I went to feed my Asian vine snake. I remember I used to get bit by those little green lizards. I guess they were anoles when I was in Hilton Head all the time. Man, them things, I swear they hurt worse than a snake bite. But it might have just been just because I was little, you know. Jack says he did the same when way back then, or same back then, and so did so many other people. Aspen bedded and red heat light.
Man, when I
Yeah,
first started off on my reptiles, I had so many tanks in my living room
yeah, I
that
remember
I
that.
was I was debating selling furniture.
Yeah, so I got to make space. How am I gonna have any more room for tanks? But now you think about in a
No,
what corner of what you say about 15 feet, you can have
yeah,
over 100. you know. So um, Chris says he bought a group of 7 from Bob. Yeah, I've got 3 coming from Bob. Um, I probably shouldn't have got them. I don't know if I sent you these yet. It's a black pastel hypo female, a cypress honey Mojave het hypo male. It's a bell, and then a orange dream inchy pastel, orange dream inchy, orange dream inchy pastel hypo female. I'm pretty
right.
sure it's pastel. I maybe not pastel. I have to look back on it. That's sad. I seen it. It was beautiful. I was like, I gotta have that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't look at the jeans too much. She was hypo visual and she was orange dream. I knew I need to have it. And that's all that mattered. But all right. So we got Jack said he picked up 2 from Tinley. What'd you get, man? Let us know what you got. I'm gonna pick up some Tinley. Let's see here. April says that geckos are biters. We have 3 and need to get them a new address. Jorel, you know anybody looking for leopard geckos?
Nope.
No.
I got rid of the 2 that I had.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another one of Heaven's things she wants, and I end up taking care of it. Well, you just gotta go.
Yeah, man. April and them actually got their leopard geckos for me. I wanted to have that same thing, kind of a avenue for the kids to get into their own little thing, and they weren't really digging it. And it's another one of those things that require a lot of more time than you already spend with the snakes. And Haven said Haven needs these. Heaven needs these. I don't know why I call her Haven. I don't know where that come from. I'll never forget the day that she says, "What'd you call me?" And I was like, "Haven," and she was like, "It's heaven." And I was
and
like,
and every time you leave, she always, Daddy, why does he call me Haven?
"Damn." I was like, "Okay." She was not gonna let that slide. You better know what my name is, okay? Uh, but anyway, yeah, I ended up getting out of the leopard ghost. Still have the Leos I showed you. So I don't know who this is. It just shows up as Facebook user. I'm trying to think who that could be. But probably not. They're probably the ones that went to April. Um, I don't know. I bought a couple Leos from a couple different people, but Gary says he's got a super spot. Quit playing, man. Super spider champagne hinge on. I was legit about to read that off like he was talking about something
A super spider.
crazy. So Jack says he's got a coral glow pod and a banana inchy OD Pos Super OD from Garrick DeMeyer from my wife. Man, I seen that. I seen your post on Instagram. I think it was the coral glow pod that was in the picture, but I seen that you had talked about the banana inchy OD. Nice pickup for sure. All right, so Zach Browning. So all right, man. So on the where you're watching it from Facebook, if you go to the top, it'll say like allow StreamYard to use my info or something like that. You got to click on that, and then that'll allow your information to pop up, and I can see exactly what your name is and show up on the comments. Boy, Chris done bought. He done freaking sold his car down there to buy these snakes. So you got
sold his soul to the devil to get all
yeah,
that.
yeah. 0.2. So people who don't know what the numbers, you got two females, and they're 66% double head sunset pied. Now, for people who don't know what percentages are, that means that both females have 66% chance of being 100% het sunset or pied or both, or they could be nothing at all. Highly unlikely because they probably don't just look like leopards, and you can tell that they're at least het something. Hopefully you see some het pied markers, and if not, I don't even know what het sunset will look like, man. I'm just not balling like that yet. And then
I don't even want to know what a full visual sunset will cost.
Right, man. I got 0.2 triple het 66% desert ghost Exantic caramel albino females, and that ain't nothing with as far as the sunset gene is compared to 0.2 inchy 66% double head sunset pied. That's nice too. Did you get a male that was 66% double head? There it is. Nope. I just see females. You loading up on these females. Another just normal 66% het sunset pied and a lesser 66%.
Now you need to get that male so you can get you some visuals.
Yeah. I was gonna say where's the male at? So April says there was a $45,000 snake at Tinley. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
Not surprised at all.
So he said Brad Boa offered me a sugar sunset male for $8,000 and he had listed for 9.5. I guess that's a deal. I've never even thought about snakes that much yet. So I guess that's equivalent to like a $1,500 snake going for $1,000. I'd be on that. You know, that'd be a deal if I really wanted it. But I'm not even gonna pretend that that's even in my wheelhouse. A male is a visual pied, 66% het sunset. Oh, you hadn't listed them yet. I got you. Because I didn't miss that, right? No, I did. It was the first one. It was the first one. Yep. I'm sorry. Pied 66% het sunset.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that boy's got some work to do. I'm assuming that they're hatchlings, but you got 1, 2.
They got about 5, 6 females?
Yeah. 6 of them that I see that are all double head sunset pied.
Yeah, because he said he came back with 7 snakes.
Yeah.
Or 9 snakes.
Yeah. Gary said Skittles. I don't think that Skittles is really for sale. She's on Morph Market, but I think that that's just like, hey, here's Skittles. Come and check her out and give me clicks.
Who
and
the hell is Skittles?
Stuff. Bro, you ain't never heard of Skittles? The albino paradox. She's a paradox albino pied. Somebody tell me what's the rest of the genetics. I think that's it. I think it's just paradox albino pied. I'm pretty sure. But she's probably the, if not the most expensive snake on Morph Market, probably the second. So So we're talking about all these snakes, and Larry said, "I bought me a newish SUV for $12K." You know, the thing about it is, though, Larry, is if done correctly, spending $12,000 on the correct gene snake will pay for itself, and probably 10 times that over 5 or 6 years. You'll never get that 12K back out of a SUV. You'll make a lot of memories in it. Bunch of cuss words from changing,
maybe some babies.
Maybe some babies, bring home some babies from the hospital, change some tires on the side of the road, and get to go drive to a bunch of memories, which are priceless. That's what I say about hunting all the time. People's like, well, I spend that much money in hunting. Those memories are priceless, but it is what it is. You will, if you're done rightly, you will get a return on investment. Chimera is the other paradox involved in Skittles. Bro, I know you've seen this snake before. There's no way that you have not seen Skittles. You may not have known that her name was Skittles, but you have had to have seen it before. It's kind of like that wasn't you. That was Levi that said never seen a stormtrooper, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say that it's kind of.
Come on.
I mean,
know what a stormtrooper is.
Right.
Levi, we was both like, wait, what?
Yeah, I thought he was kidding. I said, there ain't no way. Ain't no way, my boy. Ain't no way. All right, let me see if I can find this real quick. Boom. Yep. Most expensive albino. So she is right now. It says $49,998. It's right down in Tennessee too. So she is a
let me see it.
Skittles Paradox albino piebald silver streak chimera or chimera, however you pronounce
Go
it.
up. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen that snake.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about two genes that are not reproducible. There's no way somebody spend $50,000 on that. Paradox and chimera, whatever you call it, they're both anomalies that you don't. Now, if there was a way that paradox's gene, you put two paradoxes together and get paradoxes, people love unique stuff. That would definitely be a game changer. All right. Chris said he picked up a blackhead, black pastel, leopard, possible orange dream from P5P. Man, that ought to be real dark. I've not seen a blackhead, black pastel. Do you got blackhead in your collection?
No. Gary sold John a blackhead male that I was trying to get, and John wouldn't come up off of it.
Does John even sell snakes, man? I feel like I ain't never seen him be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get rid of this snake. You want it? Like he just keeps them.
John keeps everything, and then he'll produce a couple babies every now and then he'll want to sell them. But John keeps just about everything.
Yeah, he's one of them. I'm just gonna have 5,000 snakes. It's for me and me only. All right.
He produced some Mojave Pieds last season.
Yeah,
and he had them marked up so high I didn't know nobody want to buy them. But that's the only thing I've really seen him try to sell.
Yeah. Like I thought, time to time plans do change, and when you get to the point of having 100, 200 snakes, oftentimes you'll post up a snake or two because you're like, I don't really need that snake no more. One, because I produced something that had more genes in it and I'm gonna keep it, hold it back, or I'm just not going that route anymore. And I'll never see him post those. And I'm just like, he just wants to keep everything. If his tongue flicks, I'm gonna keep it.
It's like I've got that sherbet fly female that he's been trying to get. I asked him the other day, like, hey man, you want to buy this sherbet fly? He's like, I do, but I don't have any money.
Yeah. All right, so Gary says he's shooting for Panda Pies this year. Super black pastel pie, black pastel pie to no, wait.
It's a super black pastel pie. That's it.
Yeah. And he got probably the best chance that you could get to get it, other than having a Panda Pie paired to a panda pad, which I don't even know if you should do that. I don't know. I do because I do know that the 8-ball super black pastel, they're so close on allele. Like you want to not get like I don't know if you should pair an 8-ball to 8-ball. You know what I mean? To get all 8 balls. Do you know? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know
As far
about
as
that.
for like kinking and stuff like that goes. So with my clutch, I did have one that came out kinked and died, and then the other one that had a cleft lip, which Gary's wife actually has that snake. She's
I've only
doing
had
great though.
I've only had one snake kink on me, and it's the pied female that I've got now.
Yeah.
And I actually produced a emoji pied in that clutch,
Oh really?
and it didn't make it. But the one with that kink in it, she's got a small kink at the end of her tail, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, hopefully she poops just fine.
Yeah, she like I said, she poops fine, but I'm still having to assist feed her or force feed her, but she poops fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Chris, definitely send us a picture of that blackhead combo, man. That sounds nice. Gary says that's a personal goal to hit the panda pie. Sucks that I'm gonna break in and rob him from him when he sleep. Did I say that? My bad. But he kind of like the urban camo, but he don't have any sandblast. Um, don't you got sandblast?
No, I had that pewter female that I was putting to a pewter male that was pewter sandblast 100% hat pie
So go ahead.
that was Gary's, but Gary ended up losing him.
Hmm. So you're not into. I felt like we was talking like, man, like over a year ago about an urban camo project, but it had
Yeah,
something different. Was
yeah,
that the one?
that was the one.
Okay. Chris
And
says,
that female that he was pairing to,
yeah.
she produced for me last year on 4/20/20. Then she
Oh, dang.
produced this year for me on 4/21/21.
Nice. That's crazy. How close she went there. But it's good. You keeping that information. You're able to log and see. You'll be surprised at how many people don't even care, don't think. People ask me about snakes that they've purchased from me that are adults and stuff. You can pretty much tell if you've bred that snake for a year, if you've had it for a couple years, you can tell them about what time that they should start building or start, having, uh, you know, pre-ovulation swell or ovulation or going to lay or want to lay. Um, and it's crazy how they do that. All right, so April says they have a panda pied pair waiting on her to do something. She ain't about the life. All right. Next question was, what tools or resources can you recommend to anyone wanting to expand their knowledge on ball pythons or snake keeping in general?
I think the biggest tool that helped me, period, was racks.
Yeah.
Man, because like I said, I started off with so many freaking tanks in my living room. I was debating getting rid of furniture, and then
Are you there? Your voice cut out for some reason.
tanks.
Oh, there you go. You came back.
Are
You
you still
came back.
there?
Yeah. You had went out for like 5-10 seconds.
I can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on. I can hear you. Did your AirPods die?
Yeah, I can't hear you. It's probably because my daughter just tried to call me.
Yeah, because see, you had went out for a little bit. Hold on, let's see here.
Yeah, I can't. Hold on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Go. Let me. Here I go talking to somebody. Can't hear me again. Hold on. Let me see here. Go. Settings. Go again with
I can't hear nothing.
technical difficulties. Check that comment.
I did that, but it's not doing nothing.
That's crazy. Take the headphones off for a second. Take the headphones. Disconnect. Let me text him. Gary says YouTube is the best tool. I can agree with that. Let's see. Bluetooth off. Turn your Bluetooth off. I can agree that YouTube is. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No? That's weird. Still can't hear? No?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Turn it back on. Turn your
Hold on.
AirPods back on. Gary says that Chris Hardwick is dry and goofy, but he has a video on almost every popular gene. This is true. He is very goofy and dry, but he does have a video on almost every popular gene. This is a technique that he used to gain followers on YouTube,
I still can't hear nothing.
and it worked. That's crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. Hold on, let's see. You're not muted. Can you hear me? Edit. Let's see your mic settings, your mic volume. Everything looks good for you. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear. Can you hear me still? No? So, all right, let me hold on. All right, guys. YouTube is definitely a great tool, but it is also like Wikipedia. Literally anybody can put information out there. Now, that's to be taken with a grain of salt because there are a lot of people who don't really have a lot of followers. Just because they don't have 30,000 followers or 5,000 followers doesn't mean that they aren't knowledgeable, because they may have done their fair amount in their justified amount of research and experience to be qualified enough to say or share with you the information that they do have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool. We back. All right. I was basically touching on a comment. Gary was saying that YouTube's the best tool, and that Chris Hardwick is dry and goofy, but he has a video on almost every popular gene. I don't know, like me and you talked about Chris Hardwick a lot when we first started, but I stopped being able to take him after I couldn't take him laughing at literally everything anymore. At first it was like I was laughing at him laughing at nothing. And then it was like, I can't even laugh at you no more, bro, because I don't know what you're laughing at. You're just literally laughing at nothing. Then my wife started picking him out. She's like, "You laughing? You look watching Goofy again?" I forget what she called him, but it was pretty hilarious. You know who I'm talking about, right?
No.
You do. I know we talked about Chris Hardwick. He's in Colorado, and he'll just like, it's funny. And we're like, you're talking about like having to euthanize some babies or something. He's laughing. He's like showing a video about euthanizing rats. And he's like, it's sad. I just put CO2 in there and I just, I will kind of walk away and don't watch it. You've not seen, man, no. I know you've seen Chris Hardwick. What is, I'm trying to think of another one. Did you hear about, as far as he had a baby that came out? I think it came out with the umbilical sac or something. You know how you ligate the cord and tie it off?
Yeah.
I think you were the first person who told me about that. He didn't do that. He cut it, and it just started bleeding everywhere. And he ended up going back and deleting the video because, of course, it caused him negative publicity.
Right.
But he kind of brushed it off the next day and was like, "Yeah, I kind of shouldn't have done that." I think he said that right after he did it, and he was holding it with a paper towel like it was it needed to clot up. But anyway, I was asking you as far as tools and resources. and we talked about just going straight to having racks rather than trying to do everything. It takes you waste a bunch of
Yeah,
time.
man. Waste a
Um,
bunch of time and space.
with ball
And what?
python specifically, because I do agree, like snakes that do well in enclosures, like if you want to keep them in enclosures, that's cool, but ball pythons definitely rack system. I'm sorry, you was about to say something.
No.
Bobby the bamboo. Bobby, does that not ring a bell? Bobby the bamboo. He always wears it around his neck.
Uh-uh.
Man, I swear I know we had a conversation about uh dang on Chris Hartwick. So GP says
I
he
have to
came.
look him up and get around.
Yeah. He said he came into his live last week. Haven't watched him in a while. Might ask him to be on my podcast. Hey, I would actually watch it because I want to see what he's like not doing a video. I did watch one of his lives. Hey, this is how crazy this fool is. He did like a freaking all day live on YouTube. I'm not even lying to you. It was like 12, 13 hours straight up live talking about, hold on, I'm gonna eat, let me hydrate. and he had people donating super chats on the little board behind him. He was like, okay, I got a super chat here, thanks for donating. And he's adding up the money. You know what it was for? To buy him a Harley. I'm not even lying to you, bro. I was dying. I had watched it when I went to work, like 5-10 minutes, and that night before I was going to bed at like 11 o'clock, I was like, this motherfucker's still going live. Like, what is he doing? That's crazy. That's crazy. Here's a good one. April says the Morph market calculator is great. Yeah, that's definitely a good tool.
Day counts always been good for me as far as keeping up with my
Yep.
ovulations and lay dates and all that stuff too.
Yeah. I think you told me about that day count. I think I stopped using it because I was obsessing about looking at it, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I thought it was a great thing when you told me about it, and I stopped using it because it was like I felt like I just kept looking at like how many days. Now I just ask Siri how many days is 56 days from today, or what's 56 days from today. Write it on a clutch card. And I just try not to look at it because I'll straight up watch it. Yeah, Chris says he can't stand listening to that guy's voice is annoying. He drags his words out too much. I think my voice is annoying, so it is what it is. I feel like I sound way different than I really do. Gary says that he was honest about it. Look, man, I ain't trying to dog your boy. I'm not dragging your boy, all right? I'm just saying. I'm just being honest about it too, all right? That's all it is. Now, I learned a great deal from Hardwick. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he showed me some different methods of learning different stuff and introduced me to some genes and combinations and stuff like that. So I ain't gonna discredit the man. It is what it is. Do you use any apps? Chris is asking like Husbandry Pro, or I don't know if I ever told you the one I use is called Hurtville.
Yeah, you was telling me about that, but I hadn't looked at it.
Do you use anything like that, or are you still old school pen and paper?
Just old school pen and paper.
Old school pen and paper. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, it doesn't get deleted and it doesn't lie. I mean, I guess you could lose it, but I mean, if you keep it on top of your snake rack, it ought to be on top of your snake rack. Ain't no
Unless
denying
my
that.
daughter decides she needs some paper to go draw in.
Yeah. Mike Kano, Fable Creations in the building. Got some heat. If y'all ain't heard of Fable Creations, definitely go check him out. He said he seen that video before he deleted it. He should have tied the cord off first. Very sad. It is. Very, very. Uh, all right. Hey, Chris is riding you, boy. He said AirPods and typewriters. Hell no. All right. Gary said he ain't my boy. I don't like him either. But if my learning was dependent on if I liked listening to my teachers, then I wouldn't know shit. That's right. You got to pick and choose what you learn from your educators or your teachers, because not everybody is correct. I know I've definitely been wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit when I am. But I do like giving advice, and there's plenty of people that have came to me asking me about stuff. You're definitely one of the first people that I leaned on asking questions about this and that. At the same time, you're fairly new to the hobby yourself, so we came up learning a lot of the stuff together. And I can't wait to see like what it is in 10 years, man, where we're at, what we're doing as far as gene wise, project wise. I know there's a lot of people. It seems like every day I see new people that are like, I mean, people that you should have felt like you should have heard of because they have a facility and they're working on like triple recessive, quadruple recessive, projects. And you're like, where did you even come from? I don't know. But then I think people probably think the same thing about people like us, when we're like, hey, you want to do a sticker swap? And we're like, I was the worst, man. Like when I first started doing sticker swaps, it was like, this person probably thinking like, who are you,
Man, I did so many sticker swaps in the beginning,
Yeah.
and it just kind of just finally slowed down.
Man.
I mean, I was probably sending out 60, 70 stickers a week.
Oh, I know it. I know it because so you, Rob, K-Rock Instructors, Samson Snakeatorium, Got Balls. There's about 5 of y'all that I've not seen a damn sticker wall one that y'all sticker ain't on. Like not one. If it's a sticker wall, there's your stickers up there. And I've got all my stickers that I've done sticker swaps with in a tub because I can't figure out what I want to do with it. I can't bring myself to cover my incubator up with. What's that?
I stuck all mine to my rack.
To your rack? Yeah. See, I just don't know, man. I keep hesitating, and then I see people put out videos like when they're doing facility upgrades, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna move our," and then they're trying to figure out how they're gonna move the stickers. It's like people like moving ceiling tiles and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I just don't want to cover up my incubator. Period. So I haven't figured out what to do with them, but I will eventually. All right, man. So we're pretty much done with the questions. I've got a list of. Are you there? Oh, we done lost him. I think his phone died. I was about to ask him the hot seat. He knew the hot seat questions was coming. He says, once I change my name, you're going to have me back as ref at Reptiles. Absolutely, brother. So, Gary, in case y'all haven't known yet, is no longer Noodle Ranch. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know what he's changing his name to. What happened? Your phone died?
No, my daughter keeps calling me.
Oh. She said, Daddy, get off that podcast. You've been on there too long. It's time for me to talk.
She's with her mama tonight.
Yeah. What I was saying was I'm pretty much done with the questions. I've got a couple cold seat questions is what I call them. Kind of like questions. I'll just ramble them off like one or the other, and you can just say which one you prefer, and then we'll move on to the next one, and that's pretty much it, man. Cool. All right. So are you preference to back heat or belly heat?
That really doesn't matter. It just depends on how the rack is set up to me. But I kind of rather use belly heat if it's possible. But the way my racks are set up, I mostly use back heat.
I think the general consensus is like back heat is the safest, and it's not that anything's wrong with it. And I use back heat on my hatchlings, and I think I always will unless I get an ARS hatchling rack. But I don't see no problem with back heat. So you live or frozen feeder?
Live. Way too many snakes to be going up unthawing a bunch of rats.
Man. Breed feeders or buy feeders?
Breed.
Buy hets or make your own?
Either or.
Both. Sometimes you got to, man. Especially the genes you don't have. You know what I mean? Paper or cocoa?
I've been using paper for like the past 2 years, but I've really been debating on going on this cocoa. That deferred me away from cocoa because I used Reptile chip one time and ended up with mites, and every one of my snakes got mites. And I've been told it was because of the hold facility.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've been debating going with this cocoa block.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine that'll burn just about anybody, man. Having to treat. How many snakes did you have at that time?
At the time, I only had 13.
Yeah, even then, I mean, that's still sucks, and then especially if you didn't find the remedy because Jorel's actually the first person that showed me the treatment that I use now. And when I tell you that I dare you to find a snake that's got mites that can get past this treatment after 10 days, if they still got mites, I done something wrong because I haven't found one that can survive a mite that can survive this treatment. My retic, he's pushing like crazy. That's why I keep looking over here. He's mushing his face into the glass. I don't know. I hear that's the thing with retics, but he came in when I got him. He was the worst mites I ever seen, and I had him in quarantine. He had mites all around his eye cap, like embedded. It looked like a tick infestation, man. It was awful. 10 days, it was gone. So I'm a firm believer in it. There's a lot of people says it's bad, but I haven't had any issues. I just follow it to a T, and I don't use it on hatchlings. I'm good. So let's see here. Quality or quantity?
Quality.
Are you team Ultramel or team Monarch?
I like it Ultramel. I'm gonna have to go with Ultramel.
Yeah. I've said it before. I'm only Ultramel because that is what I can afford, and I know how to stay in my lane. It is what it is. Gary says he's frontline all the way. I've not used frontline. Have you ever used frontline?
No, but I've seen people use the red that they use for lice.
Red RID.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it though.
Yeah. I'm scared to use anything other than ivermectin. Man, I can't talk. Ivermectin, because I know it works, and it's like, why change it?
Why change something you know this works?
Yeah. So but it is what it is. All right, man. Well, if you ain't got anything else, I'll go ahead and end the live. It's been an hour and 48 minutes. If anybody's got any last minute questions, go ahead and throw them up in the comment section real quick. Did you have anything else you wanted to chime in?
No, I think that's pretty much
real quick. Throw in your social medias, where everybody can find you, what you're on. If you're on Facebook, TikTok, all that,
Dang, I don't remember which one's which. I think Facebook, Daddy Daughter Reptiles. Instagram is Daddy_Daughter_Reptiles. And then I also got TikTok, but I don't remember which one. I definitely don't remember that one.
You mean to tell me somebody
TikTok's
had?
Kind of new, so.
You mean to tell me somebody had Daddy Daughter Reptiles as an Instagram already?
No.
Oh,
I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it. I don't remember why I did it that way.
I got you. I thought somebody had it already. Now, you remember I confused you with was it Baby Daddy Reptiles?
Yeah.
GP says he's frontline all day too. I guess it ain't too bad. Gary swears by it. GP likes it. I'm scared. Ivermectin, it's worked for me, and I ain't gonna change it. So, hey man, I appreciate you coming on here and sitting down and having a cold-blooded talk with me. I'm telling everybody I want to get everybody back on, after a year or so, and kind of revisit everything we talked about and see where you're at, kind of projects and stuff like that, and look back and see the growth, because that's a beautiful thing too. So again, yeah, Daddy Daughter Reptiles, Jorel, and his daughter's name is Heaven. Don't say Haven, because she'll punch you in the mouth. I'm telling you. All right, bro. I appreciate you. You have a good night,
man.
All
right, man. Take it easy.
All right. All y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same time, Tuesday, 8 p.m. for another cold-blooded talk. Thank you all.